Looks can be deceiving. Take this Raggedy Ann doll, for instance. Looks cute, right? Well, this doll is Annabelle. Yeah, that Annabelle. You know, the nightmare-inducing spin-off making doll from the Conjuring Universe? She's locked up, along with dozens of other haunted artifacts, in an occult museum run by paranormal power couple Ed and Lorraine Warren. Watching Conjuring 3 inspired us to do a little paranormal investigation of our own. We're going to compare the Warrens and what we see in the Conjuring universe to their real-life counterparts, and find out if what we see in the movies happened in real life. The Conjuring Universe has given us more than our fair share of nightmares. The series has produced numerous spin-offs with Annabelle, The Curse of La Llorona, and The Nun. But at its heart, the series is based on the real-life supernatural adventures of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Even before becoming the heroes in a blockbuster franchise, the Warrens were pretty popular. They made talk show appearances, did press tours, and lectured at colleges, all to prove the devil was real. With the popularity of the occult growing in the 1960s, the Warrens saw that college students could be some of the most affected. So their goal was to educate and hopefully discourage people from exploring the dark phenomena in the first place. Yeah, because playing with a Ouija board is the craziest thing you're going to do in college. Ed and Lorraine Warren were devout Catholics, with Ed being the world's only Catholic laity expert on demonology. This means he was basically deputized by the Vatican to battle the forces of evil. In the first Conjuring, the Warrens are tasked with helping Roger and Carolyn Perron, along with their 5 daughters, to remove a vengeful spirit named Bathsheba Thayer from their farmhouse. And since we're here, check out this quick movie fact. Did you know Lorraine Warren cameos in the first Conjuring movie? She's also credited as a consultant for the film. Anyway, that bit about Thayer checks out. The house was inhabited by a Bathsheba Thayer and her 4 children during the mid-1800s. Okay, but the demonic stuff is fake, right? Well, 3 out of 4 of Thayer's children tragically died young. This raised suspicion with the local townsfolk, and Thayer was branded a witch. Now, we don't know if this next part is true, but legend says she hanged herself in the backyard. I know it's coming, and still, you know what? Let's move on. 112 Ocean Avenue might be the most infamous haunted house in the world. Before George and Kathy Lutz moved to Ocean Avenue in 1975, there was a deadly mass murder just the year before. The Lutz family said they experienced antagonistic voices, swarms of flies, terrifying noises, and unseen entities. Sounds like a job for the Warrens, right? Well, they thought so too. When the Warrens came to cleanse the house, they determined the land was cursed. We don't know what went on during that investigation, but Lorraine claims Amityville was the case that haunts her the most. The Conjuring 2 revolves around the Hodgson family being tormented by a malicious poltergeist. Once again, our favorite ghost-busting couple is on the case. Now, this case doesn't hold as much water when it comes to scrutiny. And I'm not even referring to the villain being a demonic heavy metal nun. Even without the Warrens, the Enfield Case has its fair share of skeptics, with the children being busted for faking certain hauntings. That being said, despite the film's happy ending, the case was never officially closed. The Warrens testified during the trial of Arnie Cheyenne Johnson, also known as the Devil Made Me Do It case. This was the first court case in the United States where demonic possession was used as a defense. It didn't hold up, obviously.
I move for a bad court thingy.
You mean a mistrial?
Yeah.
That being said, it still got the attention of the Warrens. And we don't think it's just for the press coverage. The Warrens took their job seriously. They didn't just take anyone's word that their house was haunted. Before going forward with the investigation, Ed would go to the scene and exhaust all avenues to rule out any pranks or something other than the paranormal. But even though they would look for logical explanations, their belief in evil supernatural forces was real. At least to them. So, if there are real-life supernatural horrors, we hope there's more people like Ed and Lorraine, too. What other movies are you curious about diving deeper into and seeing if they could exist in real life? I think I could handle ghosts. It's the living that scare me. Do you think something like The Purge could happen? Well, we'll see if it's possible on another episode of In Real Life.